Candace?
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you all had a wonderful summer. As we are getting back into the swing of things, Springfield College athletics have been hard at work. The Springfield College women's soccer team started their season off with a win over the University of Wisconsin Stout 2-0 in the Springfield College Invitational opening. They fell short to Westfield College 2-1 Saturday night, but earned their second win against Western New England University 2-1 on Tuesday. The women's volleyball team wasted no time coming out of the gate on fire this season, winning the Springfield College Invitation this past weekend. Logan Mullen has more on the story.
The women's volleyball team started their season off on the right note, winning all 4 matches over this past weekend. In fact, the Pride have yet to even find an opponent that can steal a set from them, sweeping all 4 matches this weekend from Simmons, Amherst, Eastern Connecticut, and Amherst once more in the championship. After their first match of the year, I had a chance to catch up with Coach Maura Long.
I thought it was great. We really executed our game plan. We wanted to work with our tempo offensively. I thought we dictated points really well by controlling the ball. So it's just nice to get the first one done.
Do you think this is going to be a testament to how the rest of the season goes?
I think it's hard to say in the first match. I mean, if we can control the ball like that, serve top, I think that, good things happen from those things, but you can't tell anything.
Springfield has a busy weekend ahead of them at the MIT Invitational, with 2 of their 4 matches coming against Connecticut College and Bowdoin, 2 schools fresh off of NCAA championship runs. For SCTV3, I'm Logan Mullen.
The Springfield College football team opened up with their season this past weekend with an emotional comeback win over Western New England by the score of 49-40. They host Husson at home this Saturday at 1 p.m. Now we're going to send it over to Brendan McLean, who is with Matt Burney, a sophomore linebacker here at Springfield College. He had the game-stealing pick of the win, Western New England, this past Saturday.
Welcome in. I am Brendan McLean. Sitting here with me is Matt Burney, linebacker for the Springfield College football team. This is our newest segment. It's called Athletes of the Week. Matt, thanks for joining us. And would you like to talk us through the play that you happened to be in on the pick six?
Of course. Well, to be honest, I was very unconditioned for that no-huddle offense that they ran. I mean, they were averaging something like 15 seconds in between plays. So you can imagine how that felt, especially on a hot day. I was playing very sluggish. They actually took me out at one point in the first half. And at halftime, Coach Pelletier ripped me. So in the second half, I knew I had to make a big play or something to help my team out. And it just happened to reveal itself like that, and that's the game.
Your game was against Western New England, and that was the first time you played them, I believe. So would you like to talk about that rivalry with the schools being so close?
Of course. It's a city rivalry, and like you said, we've never played each other. So a lot of the coaches, our GAs, they played here, and when they would go out on weekends, the winning players would talk trash, say how they'd always beat them if we ever played. So we really played that game for them and all the alums that didn't have the chance to play them. And it was a great win. It was a great way to say it's our city now.
That's true. Would you like to preview your upcoming game this Saturday against Husson?
Yeah, Husson's definitely a better team than they were last year. They got a couple solid players. They're not doing anything fancy. They run a lot of pro, a couple spread plays. They're not trying to do anything fancy, like I said. Just play smash mouth football and punch us in the mouth, and we got to respond to that.
That game is this Saturday at home, 1 o'clock here at Stagg Field. And just quickly, your expectations for the season?
Expectations for the season, obviously to win the Liberty League title. I mean, Hobart is, I think they're preseason ranked number 7 in the nation. Union's a very solid team. No game is easy in the Liberty League, and we have to take every opponent like we're playing a championship game. So my season expectation is to win the Liberty League and get a ring.
All right, Matt, thank you for joining us. Catch us next week on the Athletes of the Week.
Thanks a lot, Brendan.
Hockey. Oh, are you a hockey fan? Well, good news. We are 19 days away from the puck drop of the 2013-14 NFL season. Billy Peterson has a recap of what was a crazy offseason in the NHL.
As the NHL season lurks, I look back on what was a busy offseason, especially for the defending Eastern Conference champion Boston Bruins. While the rest of the country was celebrating the nation's independence, those in Dallas on July 4th were celebrating the acquisition of former second overall pick Tyler Seguin from the Boston Bruins. While Seguin may have been a headache in the locker room and may have had a little bit of off-ice controversy, he will certainly be missed on the Bruins power play. a unit that finished in the bottom half of the league last year. To go along with Sagan, the Stars also received Rich Peverly and Ryan Button, in return for Luis Erickson, Joe Morrow, Riley Smith, and Matt Frazier. A day later, Boston saw former forward Nathan Horton signed with an up-and-coming Columbus Blue Jackets team for $37 million over the course of 7 years. Other moves involving the Bees included re-signing goaltender Tuukka Rask and bringing in veteran forward Jerome McGinley, who just a few months prior had chosen to suit up for the Pittsburgh Penguins rather than Boston. Another major storyline this offseason was the division realignment passed by the NHL on July 18th. The NHL agreed to alter the current format of 6 divisions, a format that stood for the past 15 years. Now there will be 4 divisions. A driving force behind the realignment change was travel, especially for Winnipeg, who formerly played in the South Division. However, the realignment could only solve so much, as the new Atlantic Division will now span from Toronto to Tampa Bay. 3 teams changed conferences in the realignment, with Detroit and Columbus coming to the east, and Winnipeg shifting to the west. One of the controversies of this change is there are now 16 teams in the Eastern Conference, as opposed to just 14 in the West, making it easier for those teams out west to make the playoffs. This leaves the door open to a possible expansion in the NHL, likely of 2 teams, with Seattle and Quebec City as possible locations in the near future. As it stands, the top 3 teams from each division will qualify for the postseason, with 2 more wildcards from each conference to join them. If the off-season is any indication of how the regular season, which begins on October 1st, will play out, it should be a really fun year. For SCTV3, I'm Billy Peterson.
For all you baseball fans out there, the 2013 season is coming to an end, which means crunch time. The Pirates have their first winning season in 20 years. The Red Sox came back from their underwhelming 2012 season, and the Angels, well, let's just say they could use an angel in the outfield. Luke Brown has more on the MLB season and the issues leading up to the playoffs.
Every MLB season is filled with unique and different storylines, and the 2013 season has not disappointed. The Kansas City Royals and the Pittsburgh Pirates, who have combined for 37 losing seasons over the past 20 years, are both in the playoff hunt. The Oakland Athletics have been playing a little money ball this year and look to win the AL West division title, while the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, also in the AL West, couldn't even be saved by Angels in the outfield at this point. If you're looking for the 2012 World Series champion San Francisco Giants in the postseason this year, keep looking. The Giants won't be playing in October this year and will most likely finish in last in the NL West. The 27-time World Series champion New York Yankees might not even be able to buy their way into the postseason this year. The Yankees have remained injury-ridden for much of the season and are still being surrounded by the Alex Rodriguez soap opera. A bright spot for the Yankees, however, has been closer Mariano Rivera. In his final farewell to baseball, he has surpassed the 40 saves mark and is second in that category in the American League. Meanwhile, Detroit Tiger freak of nature Miguel Cabrera looks to do something that is seemingly unheard of to the average person, let alone another baseball player. That is to win consecutive Triple Crowns. The only person standing in his way right now is Baltimore Orioles slugger Chris Davis. While the Toronto Blue Jays were making many headlines in the offseason for their mega trade, they are now making headlines for something else, their mega mistake. They received Jose Reyes and Josh Johnson, among others, from the Miami Marlins in exchange for prospects, but they also traded their manager to the Red Sox. After the Bobby Valentine coaching stint didn't work out in Boston, the Red Sox sought out to get their former pitching coach, John Farrell. Farrell, who had become the coach of the Blue Jays, has now left Toronto fans thinking, what if Farrell wouldn't have left? The Red Sox fans are now thinking, can Farrell take us to the World Series? Even with biogenesis looming over the 2013 season, it seems as though the steroid era is finally getting a shot in the butt. With that being said, pitchers are now becoming more and more valuable. Young arms are surging through the minor leagues and have made their way atop of many statistical categories in the MLB. Matt Harvey, Garrett Cole, Jose Fernandez, Pat Corbin, and Shelby Miller, just to name a few, are the young fireball throwers that you can expect to see for many years to come.
Well, that's all I have for you for sports this week. I'm Candace Tibbetts.
Well, thank you, Candace, and go Patriots for tonight. Well, that is going to do it for us this week here on SCTV3. We thank you for tuning in, and we encourage you to tune in every single Thursday night. Spread the word to your friends, and make sure you tune in as well. For our terrific camera and behind-the-scenes cast, including my partner, Bree Hill, I'm Alex Thomas. Thanks for watching. Same time, same place next week, Knuckleheads.